Alright, what's up guys? Currently standing at the 2nd Avenue subway. This is the 72nd Street entrance to the Q train. Currently standing on the corner of 2nd Avenue and East 69th Street. It's a beautiful night in New York City. We're going to be walking all the way down to the office. Back to the office again. 590 Madison. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And check out the Upper East Side. You know, much has changed this part of Manhattan. I don't get over here as much as I'd like to. But at least we do have some new additions, such as the 2nd Avenue subway. Now, the only thing about it is it's so far underground. Not sure if any of you have taken it, but it seems like a whole journey in and of itself in order to get down there. This neighborhood also has a huge medical infrastructure. You have the Cornell Hospital for Special Services, or the HHS. Lots of really good restaurants too. More of a residential area. If you go off the avenues, you have a lot of the beautiful townhomes. Very expensive townhomes, by the way. This is 68th Street and 2nd Avenue. Every time I'm up this way, I make sure I go stop in this coffee shop. It's called Gotham Cafe. You can get bagels and things like that in here too. It's a pretty solid spot. Now, as we walk down a little bit closer towards 59th Street, you're going to see some pretty cool views, particularly of the Billionaires Row buildings. Perhaps we'll have to cut over and walk towards Park Avenue. I always really enjoy walking down, particularly southbound on Park Avenue, if you're north of 42nd Street, because just the skyline that's growing on Park Avenue is so impressive, particularly now with 270 Park. Temperatures drop in a little bit, but for the vast majority of the day today, it was roughly about 40 degrees, not bad. You know, since we have the light here, might as well make this right, and we'll start to head west. If you were to take 2nd Avenue all the way down, you'll run directly into the on-ramp for the 59th Street Bridge. So it does get a little bit loud, a little bit crowded on 2nd. This is the Crosstown bus. Here you can see some of these beautiful homes across the street. But you know, nothing really beats a classic Gilded Aged mansion in New York. Particularly the ones on the Upper East Side. I do like the choice of wood for the doors here. One of my favorite properties on Sutton Place. I forget the exact address, but has one of the most impressive front entrances I've ever seen in a home. It's unbelievable. Still a lot of good neighborhood spots here too. Smaller businesses as opposed to the corporates of Midtown Manhattan. Lots of locally owned bars, dry cleaning services. Check out this Tesla taxi just to the left.
I mean, I certainly wasn't watching the Rangers lose again.
Check that out. Pretty soon, before you know it, it's going to be fully autonomous.
Oh, where the garbage can is? Yeah, that may be better.
I was in Miami over the weekend, and they're rolling out Waymos. I didn't get a chance to try it, though. One of my big found beliefs is that once we have full autonomy rolled out, you're going to see traffic really fall off a cliff, because the big thing that causes all the traffic is human error. This is engine 39 of the FDNY. Really nice tribute for 9/11. We're going to head over towards Hunter College. Hunter College is a CUNY school in the City University in New York. I think it's one of the better ones and one of the harder universities to get into. I believe the mascot for Hunter College is the Hunter Hawks. You'll be able to see it in just a moment to the right on Lexington Avenue. I think Hunter College is the best, then Baruch. I applied to both of those colleges, didn't get in. But check this out. As you're looking directly southbound on Lexington Avenue, you see this unbelievable shot of the Chrysler Building. Stunning view. And now we're on the campus of Hunter College. You can take the 6 train right here. We're going to head southbound, but I'll quickly head northbound just so you can see it. You have this sky bridge that connects the campus, and then you have the entrance to the 6 train right here. Here you can see 68th Street Hunter College subway station. Get the 6 train. And this is a little bit of a kind of a preview of what it's like. I remember I went here for like some preseason training. I believe there was a pool in the basement here, but you can see Welcome to Hunter. This is kind of what it's like to go to school, college in the city. We don't really have campuses here. We just have, you know, a skyscraper. This is a public college. We'll go ahead and make a right on 67th, and we'll head over to Park Avenue. And then we'll walk down Park, just because the views are a little bit better. But yeah, definitely you're not going to get the, what is it called, the quote-unquote college experience of being on a campus or something like that, right? I went to public school. I just stayed local, went to public school here in New York City at CUNY, John Jay College, which is on 59th Street. And the campus is just a big building. However, there are a lot of benefits. What I always like to say is that you get a head start on life, because most of us just go to class and then go right to work or an internship or something. So it's easy to kind of get wrapped up in the working world immediately. Okay, we're now on Park Avenue, headed southbound. This is 66th Street and Park, and look at the views we got. So this building right here is a gorgeous limestone building. That's one of the most desirable buildings in New York City. It is 520 Park Avenue, and it was developed by the Zeckendorf brothers. The Zeckendorf developers are also responsible for 15 Central Park West, which is still one of the most desirable buildings in New York City. And of course, the famous architect Robert A.M. Stern was on 15 Central Park West and 520 Park Avenue. And of course, to the left, you can see 432 Park. And then the spire that is very luminescent of 270 Park. One of the most famous buildings, in my view, is a little bit further north of us on Park Avenue. It's one of the most famous Rosario Candela buildings, 740 Park Avenue. Now, for those of you who don't know, Rosario Candela is famous for having these massive floor plans, just huge, huge floor plans. They would call them mansions in the sky, if you will. And he was one of the most prominent architects in New York City in the 1920s, leading up into the big economic fallout of the stock market crash of 1929. And many of the big financiers on Wall Street wanted Rosario Candela product because it was considered the highest in terms of quality craftsmanship, as well as the floor plans. .740 Park currently is home to some of New York's wealthiest residents. I would say the most famous is Stephen Schwarzman. As you know, Stephen Schwarzman is the CEO and founder of Blackstone, the private equity giant. Stephen Schwarzman also, by the way, made a $100 million donation to the New York Public Library, specifically the flagship NYPL, right there at 5th Avenue. Now right here you see the spire of the Steinway Tower. That's 111 West 57th Street. And then right here you see the spire of Central Park Tower. That is 217 West 57th Street. Now Central Park Tower is the tallest of the buildings on Billionaires Row, standing at 1,550 feet tall. It's an Extel building. Extel is one of the most, I would say, active developers in New York City. The CEO and founder being Gary Burnett. Just look at how beautiful some of the buildings are here on the Upper East Side. This is a really good shot with Central Park Tower off to the left. Now, 520 Park is a great building because every single floor is its own unit. So you have these massive floor plans that are expansive, and you have 360 views of the city with Central Park views as well. Now, on the higher floors, you have these balconies that are just really, really striking. I would say my two favorite, let's just say modern Robert A.M. Stern buildings are probably 520 Park Avenue as well as 220 Central Park South. That was a building developed by Vornado. Just so much beauty on the Upper East Side. One of the things I love most about Park Avenue is the big dividing medium. And it's landscaped quite nicely. One of the things we have to look forward to is the beautiful tulips that will bloom in the spring. There's just some more gorgeous buildings that you could see all along Park Avenue. But that's one of my favorite things to look forward to, are the famous tulips that will bloom right as you're crossing the street. This is now 62nd Street.
I have a lesson at
Now, since we're walking a little bit further south, if you look at that building with the gold top that sits right in front of 432 Park Avenue, that's the Four Seasons Hotel. And they've recently condominiumized some of the units on the lower floors of the Four Seasons, so you'll be able to purchase condos at the Four Seasons. You'll have those branded condominiums soon. But there's been a lot of work done just up and down Park Avenue, particularly if you want to talk about the Waldorf Astoria. That's another really great property, particularly if you're a fan of Art Deco. This is the Lowe's Regency Hotel. This is a really great property. Beautiful property, great location to stay, and the rooms are very, very big here. Only a few blocks away from 520 Park. The one thing I would say about Park Avenue is that you get this sense of elegance as you're walking down Park Avenue. I don't quite know how to explain it, but if you're here in person, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Particularly as you walk down Park and you look into a lot of the lobbies of the buildings. Just the quality of the craftsmanship and the materials, especially with these wood moldings. You have these beautiful wood paneling all over the place. It's that quintessential New York City vibe. This is the bar inside of the Lowe's Regency. Again, very, very New York. And of course, we're very close to Central Park. We'll go ahead and make this right on 60th Street. Just so you can see the main awning at 520 Park. It's coming up here in a moment. You'll also see the main Robert A.M. Stern engraving, if you will, on the side of the building. So here you have it. .520 Park. Similar hints to 220 Central Park South. And then, of course, on every project they have this. Zeckendorf Development LLC, as well as Robert A.M. Stern, who unfortunately passed away this Thanksgiving. Just an unbelievable piece of work. Unbelievable property. We're now crossing over towards Madison. Lots of scaffolding, tons of construction going on, as you can see. Now, once we reach Madison Avenue, which is right on the corner here, if you were to make a right, this is where a lot of the boutique stores, like all the shops, are located. You can see the Valentino store just behind me. And this is looking down, you can see the spire of One Vanderbilt, which is in blue there. And if I move the camera a little bit further towards the sky, you'll see 270 Park Avenue. Here's the main entrance to Valentino. Man, the temperature's really dropping. They do a really good job with the retail displays. It makes the feel very elegant. Like this Peter Miller. It's beautiful. The best cityscape is right here. Isn't that beautiful? 432 Park and the Four Seasons in one. It's the most unbelievable cityscape. It's gorgeous. We're now going to make another right, and you're going to see the Plaza Hotel, the Steinway Tower, 157, and Central Park Tower, all in one shot. I mean, look at that. How cool is that cityscape? Plaza Hotel, Steinway Tower, 157 Central Park Tower. And this is the GM building. There's a big hedge fund in here, BAM, Balyasny. And then, of course, you have the flagship Apple store on 5th Avenue. Right outside the GM building. Now, you know what's the coolest feature of the iPhone 17 that I never knew about just until maybe 2 days ago when I was checking it out? Apparently, the front-facing camera on the device, you can obviously film video in 4K, 60 frames a second. But even if you're filming a video in portrait mode, there's a setting on the device where it can automatically record in landscape mode, even if you're holding the device in portrait mode. Now, that might not seem like it's a big feature, but it's a huge feature. I mean, my God, is that an unbelievable feature, particularly to anybody who makes videos. So I'm thinking about getting the iPhone 17. I haven't upgraded in a while. I think I'm still on an iPhone 14. But that feature alone, guys, I believe might be the #1 thing to do it, to, you know, kind of push me over the edge to buy it. Because if you could hold the phone like this, right? Kind of just like you're talking on the phone from like FaceTime, and the phone automatically records a video of you just as if you're in landscape. That's a game changer. Game changer. Lots of traffic down Fifth Avenue. I might have to walk down the block. All the Christmas decorations are now down from Fifth Avenue. The Rockefeller Center Christmas tree is now gone. So we're definitely in the long haul of winter, let's just say that. This Cybertruck is always here. This ALB vodka. This is probably some of the smartest marketing I've ever seen in my life. This Cybertruck is always here. He essentially just uses it, he or she, just uses it as a tremendous billboard. I mean, good for them. It definitely works. Catches my attention. You could even now see across the street the Bergdorf Goodman now has their holiday windows taken down as well. You'll also notice foot traffic is definitely a little bit lighter now that all of the tourists for the main holiday rush has kind of dwindled down, but still, every time I walk past this Crown building, it's just so striking. The facade, it's beautiful. Of course, this is the Tiffany flagship. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind is really, really picking up now. We're supposed to have like a 10-degree temperature drop. We're going to cross over by Trump Tower. Still see all the barricades up. This will probably stay up in perpetuity. I'm really excited for this brand new Harry Winston flagship that's supposed to open right here on 5th Avenue too. 781 Fifth Avenue. This is now the intersection of 55th and 5th. You have the Peninsula Hotel and the St. Regis. Of course, one of my favorite buildings in all of New York City. You have the stunning University Club. This is really a masterpiece of a building. It really, really is. This is going to be a good shot of this gentleman reading a nice paper in the window. Look at that. Is that not a New York shot or what? Definitely a wonderful spot to read. Close to MoMA now. This is the main Swarovski store. This year, the top of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree had a beautiful Swarovski star with 70 spikes and 3 million individual crystals. You know, the scaffolding is almost entirely off of the brand new Rolex headquarters. This building that you see across the street, this is going to be the new New York City headquarters to Rolex.
I think Sam.
665 Fifth Avenue. And of course, walking past the St. Thomas Church. can see all of the Christmas decorations are now down from the Cartier store. Still a beautiful building, nonetheless. This is the watch house.
It's 7:07 right now.
To the left, you have 75 Rockefeller Plaza. And we're approaching 6th Avenue for New York City's Avenue of the Americas. We've made it. This is 6th Avenue. My favorite shot of all time is looking uptown. You'll see why in a minute. You could really see the standout of the silhouette of the Steinway Tower. You got to check this out right here from 52nd Street. Isn't that amazing? Really gives you the perspective just how skinny that building is in the New York City skyline. Here you have 53 West 53rd Street. This is the John Nuval building. Again, so striking in the New York City skyline. Beautiful. And of course you have the Hilton flagship. It's kind of just nice walking around New York City with this empty feeling. I mean, if you've been watching the Walks and Wall Street videos all throughout the holidays, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, even if I just stand up here, look down 6th Avenue, it's like a calming feeling. I mean, there's people out, but there's not, you know, you could walk normally, you could walk freely. It's a beautiful experience. I mean, we love our tourists, love them, but something about the quietness of New York during this January and February is really quite nice. As we approach the Warwick Hotel.
I wasn't sure.
I mean, look at that cityscape. This is like something out of a Batman movie. What do you think about the Steinway Tower? Let me know in the comments. It's a very controversial building, and many people say that it looks ugly in the New York City skyline, but I totally disagree. You really just have to appreciate the engineering to build something like that. So skinny and so tall. And the architecture of it's pretty nice. Gives this tapered effect moving up the side of the building. This is the 57th Street subway station where you can get the M train. Alright everyone, I'm going to duck in here and get a quick coffee before I head home. Thanks for joining us tonight on this beautiful stroll in New York City. If you'd like to join us again tomorrow night, hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and as always, we will see you in the next one. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.